Alright guys, so I've been getting a few requests lately to make a video on 5-MeO DMT. But just before I go on, there's a very big but, I want to make it very clear that this is not going to be like this in-depth informational video and that tells you everything you need to know about this substance and go into my experiences and stuff like that. Nah, this is going to be a brief video about me rambling and sharing my thoughts on what I do know about this substance, and I guess a few basic concepts which could be useful about 5-MeO. And some of you may be thinking, then why the fuck are you making a video about it if you don't know shit? Well, because, I don't know, I just feel like it, and because I've been getting requests, so yeah. And besides, I thought it'd be interesting to make a video on this substance whilst I'm really ignorant on it, and then compare it to when I make a video after I've tried it. Because for those who've been following my channel, you know I'm going to Mexico next year. So, who knows, I may end up trying it. Knowing me, I probably will. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But anyways, I'm assuming that the popularity of this substance has increased lately due to Leo from actualize.org making a few videos on it lately. And man, I've been following actualize.org for quite a while now, I think almost 2 years. And you know, it's definitely one of my favorite channels when it comes to self-development, because like Leo is just a brilliant mind. So if you do want to know about this substance, I urge you to go check his channel out. He will tell you everything you need to know about this substance, and he goes very in depth about his experiences with them. Like his videos are like an hour long. So yeah, but yeah, in terms of what I do know about this substance is, well, one, it's the most potent psychedelic known to man, apparently, right? The God molecule, as it's known. You know, one analogy that I heard from a podcast that I listened to is that, like, you have all these master plant teachers, right? You have iboga, peyote, ayahuasca, psilocybin mushrooms, right? And these things are just the decorations and ornaments around a Christmas tree, whilst 5-MeO DMT is the star on top, right? Which is pretty full on if you think about it, especially if you have had experiences with the plant teachers that I just mentioned. This substance is supposed to bring you to this cosmic consciousness, right? It's supposed to bring you to like the middle of this singularity point of the universe. Sounds pretty intense. And from what Leo says, this substance is probably the most consistent in giving you that 100% ego death. So because it does completely take your ego out of the picture, you're able to become one with the universe. So yeah, and again, from what I've heard, this is not a very visual experience compared to NN dimethyltryptamine. So you're not going to necessarily see these, you know, fractal tunnels full of lights and very complex geometry and shapes and objects from different dimensions or anything like that. Apparently it's not supposed to be very visual, but very intense. And because this is the most potent psychedelic known to man, allegedly, this is something that you should really work your way up to. This is not something that you should just dive head first, because the experiences can be extremely terrifying. From what I've heard from trip reports, they're either one end or another, meaning that it's either extremely hellish, terrifying, chilling experience in the darkest depths of hell, or it's like complete light, bliss, nirvana, one with the universe, and there's no real in between. This is the kind of vibe I get from it anyway, which is really, really, really interesting. And from what Leo says is that this is something that, like, if you just take a little bit of this substance, meaning below the breakthrough dose, that gives your ego enough power to completely fight it, which can result in shock and panic, which is what Leo experienced. And for someone like Leo, as in someone so, I guess, he's done a lot of work on himself. So for someone who's emotionally grounded as him to have a full-blown panic attack, that says something. So that kind of scares me a little bit away from it for now, because I think I still have a bit to go. But I might try it anyway, because if I am going to try it, it's going to be after I have these experiences like with ayahuasca and San Pedro. So I'm going to be doing a lot of work with myself. So if I feel like I'm ready to try it, then fuck yeah, let's do it. The experience doesn't last for very long. According to Erowid, it's about 5 to 30 minutes. But in the psychedelic realm, time does not exist. So 10 minutes could feel like a lifetime, really. So yeah, that doesn't really mean shit in that realm. There are a few ways in which you can ingest this substance. You can either snort it or smoke it. And there are either synthetic form, which you can get, and there are many plants that have this substance, or you can smoke it in its natural form, which, as far as I know, only comes from the Bufo alvarius toad in Mexico. It secretes 5-MeO-DMT, and you just dry it until it's crystal, and you just smoke it through a pipe. I recommend you guys checking out a documentary that Vice made on 5-MeO-DMT about Dr. Octavio from Mexico, who treats people with this substance, especially hardcore drug addicts, right? And just try to picture this, man. This is very common as well for hardcore heroin addicts. I'm talking like people who have been taking 1 gram plus a day for decades. Just try to fathom that. And they smoke this 5-MeO-DMT and they're just cured from one session. One! This should give you a taste on how powerful it can be. And I'm not saying that this happens all the time, but what I am saying that this is common. This is not like a 1 in a billion chance, which is really, really, really interesting. And from what I've talked about people, like, it's such a sacred substance, right? It's such a sacred medicine, I should say, that has been used for a long, thousands of years, man. Thousands of years. And it's called the God molecule for a reason. But again, if you don't not only prepare yourself, but do the work afterwards, you can remain ungrounded for quite a period of time afterwards. So I don't think this is an experience which you can have and then like go to work the next day or anything like that, because dude, it takes you to the fucking center of the universe. Like, can any of you even fathom that? I fucking can't. I've had glimpses and little bits of experience, little tastes of what it is like to be like one with the universe, but I haven't had that 100% ego death. And I've had some pretty powerful experiences with ayahuasca, San Pedro, and really high doses of mushrooms. And whilst I've had very powerful experiences with these substances, and I've traveled to different dimensions, I've seen ineffable things that just cannot be described, I was always conscious that I was in my body, and I was still conscious that part of me was still in this dimension. Whereas 5-MeO-DMT is like, nope, see you later, mate, you're not here anymore. But yeah, guys, that's it. I really did want to keep this video brief and just share a little bit of my thoughts on what I think about this substance. And I find it absolutely fascinating. I mean, it's the God molecule. It's the most potent psychedelic known to man. Of course, I'm going to be intrigued by it. This is just not something that I would like order online and just do it at home. This is something that I would want to do in like a traditional setting. But this is just me, all right? I know that you don't have to like do it in the jungle or go to Mexico and go with Dr. Octavio to do it. But this is just me personally. And this is mainly because I'm going to South America, right? So I have the opportunity to have it in a traditional setting by people who know what the fuck they're doing. So of course I'm going to take that opportunity, whereas I'm very aware that most people don't have that chance, okay? So I'm not saying that if you don't do it in South America, you shouldn't do it at all. It's like, no, do whatever you fucking want. This is just me personally, because I'm already going there, so I might as well take advantage. Again, I'm not sure if I want to take it. Thinking about it is quite terrifying, but yeah, we'll see if I'm going to do it. It's probably likely. I can see myself doing it. Whether I do it in South America in the snuff form or in Mexico in the smoked form. Maybe I'll go check out this Dr. Octavio. It depends where he is in Mexico though. So yeah, anyways. Go check out actualize.org and see Leo's video on 5-MeO-DMT. I'll leave a few links in the description below because seriously, it's absolutely... It made me so happy that he released these videos. So go check him out. They're very, very in-depth. And this guy is a no bullshitter, right? Everything that he says, he goes on direct experience. And he has a very analytical, scientific mind. So he's very good at explaining these mystical woo-woo concepts in a very grounded matter. And this is exactly what I like as well. Like, I love the woo-woo, airy-fairy concepts, but at the same time, I only really like talking about it if I can somehow ground it into this reality. Otherwise, it's just too, it's too much. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, share it with a friend. Even though that this video wasn't in depth, so I understand if you don't. But for those who haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. I release videos on a weekly basis. And yeah, have an awesome day, guys, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.